Alright, so I was in town last night in Northbridge, and I brought my bocce set with me so I could have a few games and asking strangers to play with my balls after I finished work. Whilst I was down there at the piazza where the big screen is on the grass, I bumped into an old friend that I've known. I used to know from the streets, not that I was on the streets, but I know him and he's on the streets. Named Jamie, cool guy, Aborigine guy, and he seemed a bit distressed. So I sat down with him, and he was accompanied by another friend of his, Jimmy, white guy, but cool. And when we all played some bocce together, and Jimmy was actually pretty good. He was a natural. He kicked my ass in 2 games. And then 4 people joined us, and they were hounding Jimmy for some drugs or alcohol or cigarettes or anything he had, and they weren't being the slightest bit respectful about their demands. And I should have known. I should have kept my eyes peeled, and I did for the most part. I mean, even my intuition told me, Phoenix, move your bag closer to you. But I actually worried that I would be showing them a sign of disrespect, and that might cause an outrage. What, do you think we're trying to steal your stuff? And you see what I get for trying to be respectful? I give an opportunity for someone else to disrespect me. See, while I was playing with my balls, so to speak, one of the 4 people that joined our group, hounding my friend Jamie, went through my bag. And I noticed this when I saw one of those 4 holding my glasses and giving it to Jamie, like, oh, you know, you've helped me out, here's what I'm going to give you. Nice work. And I was like, hang on, and I looked at my bag and I noticed the front compartment of my bag was slightly open. I was like, pretty sure I closed that. And I checked, and to no surprise, and against all hope, there lost and gone entirely was my headphones, which were expensive but were breaking apart anyway, so now I've got a good excuse to get more new headphones. My video camera, and this is the most painful loss. It took me a while to save up to get this video camera, and at retail it's around about $270, super HD. I even had a super high quality data drive inside the camera, which is now gone. And you know, I just shot an interview after work and before bocce with these red flag people talking about why Tony Abbott sucks, the direction he's taken our country back into medieval times, plunging. And it was a nice interview, lost to the realms of time. And my wallet, along with my concession card, which wasn't actually mine, it was loaned to me by a friend, because instead of having to pay $8.40 a day, all I had to pay was $3.90 a day. And even though it's not correct, I'd rather just pay an arm instead of an arm and a leg, or both legs. So yeah, I lost that, and that's going to be racking up for the next 3 months. That was valid on that ticket, that card. So there's a few $100s there, extra, lost. So all up, I'm about $1,000 affected, $1,000 lost. Not to mention the hassle that you have to go through when you lose your wallet, having to cancel cards and replace cards, chase everything up, play the waiting game. And you know, for the first time, I didn't just fall into a heap and cry like a little bitch and feel sorry for myself entirely. I mean, of course, I felt a bit sorry for myself. Who wouldn't? Being stranded in Perth with nothing because you lent your trust to strangers just for them to steal it away from you. And to think the girl of the group, and all of them were Aborigine, the girl of the group was like, "Don't worry, hun, I'm watching your bag." I should have clued on to the fact that maybe she was watching my bag. And how was she aware in the first place that I kept looking at it? Should have clicked. But sometimes I'm gullible, too hopeful, too trusting. I like to think that in everyone there exists this core element of respect. And I like to think that when you look someone in the eye, you can share a genuine connection regardless of who they are. That can warrant respect and trust. Even if they're a total stranger, or black, or white, or yellow, or red. But that's not true. It doesn't hold up in a lot of instances. And it makes you think why people are racist. I mean, how appropriate this has all happened after the legislation, the legalization of racial slurs. I mean, those fucking Boongs. I can get out my megaphone now and be like, "Fuck you, Boongs," and no one can do anything. I'm not breaking a law. It's not even politically incorrect anymore. But I won't. Nah. I'm not going to stoop down to that level. I'm not going to become racist just because I suffered an ill fate at the hands of a select few. Even if that few is actually quite large, a large group of people who would do the exact same thing, trick people and into trusting and just to exploit them when they don't even know them, whether they deserve it or not. But it does make you think why people are racist in the first place. And these Boongs are the ones that shout us, and I say Boongs because to me there is a distinction between Boongs and Aborigines. I like Aborigines, alright? I respect Aborigines. I get on with Aborigines, and more so the elders, those that have a thing or two, that know a thing or two about respect. But what I don't respect the Boongs, and there is a very big difference. The ones that abuse and use, walk around with this ever so increasing and almost a beast sense of entitlement to your shit, like they were asking Jamie, "You got any drugs? You got any smokes?" Like it was a vending machine, a charity vending machine, and they owed it to him. He owed it to them somehow. It really makes you question, and it makes you think how they can kick up such a stir about people mistreating them and being racist when really maybe they caused that to happen by being absolute cunts to everybody and shouting abuse at randoms and stealing from people and being violent. Maybe it's a title they deserve, those select few. It's a bit hard to trust someone when they have not, it's not that they haven't even earned your trust, it's that they've earned enough reason for you to distrust them. And they're the ones that walk around and saying that we're racist. Well, we're not racist. We're just making observations. And we learn time and time again through experiences, unfortunately, more dark than light, that when you are around dark people and they're on the streets, just as much as white people. But I think with the white people, generally, there is some kind of sense of respect, whereas Aborigines, they've got this, Boongs, they've got this sense that you are entitled because, the stolen generation and we took over the land. I get it. But it's to the point where they've been reduced to animals. We introduced this foreign substance to help numb their pain, and now it's gone to their brain and fucked them up. Something chronic, to the point where they cannot comprehend morality, cannot comprehend decency, appropriate behavior, and they do what the fuck they want, when they want, for whatever low reasons they have, without really giving two shits about it. Integrity, honor. And they think they've got the perfect excuse and justification. So yeah, don't trust anyone. And observe the truth in all its forms, and if you see reoccurring patterns, don't feel bad about it, about being wary of these kinds of people, because sometimes being racist is actually just being realistic. And if you're more realistic, you would probably save yourself a lot of hardship and loss. That's all I got to say about that.